Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at E3 2018, and this session is very, very special because we wanted to make sure that we talked about Battlefield. We didn't necessarily talk about Battlefield at all, on the EA press information that we gave out on the previous video, but we definitely want to talk about Battlefield and other things that they're doing there, even the recent reveal maybe a couple of months ago that they did with that panel, so I want to touch on that with you. I am Andrew, and you have...
I'm Danny.
And we're at the show radio, theshowradio.info. Definitely check us out there. So Battlefield 5, I want to hear your thoughts first, and then I'll give mine. Let's go back to the reveal that they did with Trevor Noah, and then we'll come all the way back to present day.
I'm not even sure how to feel about it. So obviously we all know that they were going to come out with another Battlefield. They released Battlefield 5. It's going to be taking place World War II. And you know what? I think the biggest controversy then was that, oh my goodness, there was going to be females.
Right.
And it was very interesting, their vision of what World War II is looking like, just because the one character, she had this robotic arm, this little hook arm. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then they went talking about all of the game modes that they're going to be having, and they left out not having a VR mode. And it was automatically assumed, I can't remember off the top of the head about the game mode, but it was the one that has like these 4 tiers in this one mode that eventually culminates to a last man standing type of thing.
Right.
But it wasn't directly a battle royale. Then you come to EA. And I gotta say, let me point out something on the audience here first. I want to know how much of them were awake.
Okay, why do you say that? That's an interesting observation.
Right, it was. I feel like almost every game that was announced, even starting with Battlefield, they came out and they finally admit and they release they're coming out with their own Battle Royale. And it just seems like the audience is just, yay. Ooh. I don't know, it's because they are not impressed by it, they just tired of VR, or they just don't care. There was like no excitement like I maybe thought there would be. And I'm starting to think maybe it's because also EA's presentation of how they brought it forward. Because even I can admit that I wasn't just like, ooh. For me it was more of like, really, why did you leave that out? I mean, why did you leave it out when you first announced the release of that you're coming out with Battlefield 5? Why wait till today? And I guess to me, I'm not marketing or anything. That it just didn't make so much sense. Like nobody seemed to care. No one seemed impressed by it. Even what they showed was okay. And I think really when the announcement of COD came out, that was better and more received than it was for Battlefield 5.
Okay, so is it perspective? Is it the rollout leading up to the reveals? Because a lot of the reveals that we're watching now are prepped for the Twitches and those things before we get the reveal for the actual press conference when we get here at E3. So what do you think needs to change to make sure that we're as hyped as the rollout? Because we have to remember a lot of the individuals that are sitting down may be jaded, or maybe they've seen so many of these things that I'm gonna write about this when it comes out. So the energy level from what we're getting here are not fans per se, unless they have a fan corner. Now the EA I don't think has a fan fest thing like Xbox does. Maybe I'm right. You see what I'm saying? Where I'm going with that? So it's the individuals are press, international press, and those individuals are sitting in that particular venue, and they're not going to be like so excited about it like I would be for a Destiny reveal or something like that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but even if it's not just that, I mean, I was still at home before I left because that was Saturday, I believe. Even like the Twitch chat, even sitting in there,
okay,
did it really seem like anybody was impressed? And it's, of course, it's Twitch chat, and people are just being really inappropriate. But that type of inappropriate even shows that They didn't really care.
Okay.
It was like a meme for them. So I think that was almost just kind of universal, and I think it has to do with their presentation because I wasn't even prepared. Like not prepared. I didn't really care.
Okay.
That was kind of what it came out to be when they like. I think in a better way to maybe have teased it was maybe ending the original announcement of Battlefield 5 as like having this huge action sequence that happened, and not like really telling the audience what it is, and just showcase it as a teaser, but not say much, and end it with it and more information during E3, because you leave them hanging and wanting more. I like that feeling, and then saying all this information about everything at E3.
Okay. Do you think it's a concern for the individuals who are playing the game that we're still in the World War era as it relates to a Battlefield itself? Because Battlefield 1 was World War era, and we're sticking with the same theme and quote unquote setting for Battlefield 5. Do you think it's a concern for the community that actually plays the game?
Definitely. Because even I thought that was weird that they're sticking still with the World War era, but I think it's almost a safe spot for them at the same time, because nobody liked the futuristic thing. That like it was exciting when they first announced it, but then it just nobody liked it. But if you try to stick with the modern age things, even that tends to start to go towards the futuristic things, and it can be an unsafe spot. So I think sticking with a timed era in World War II is a safer bet for them in the long run. And I think that's the mindset that they're going into.
Okay, so last but not least, in-game engine. Battlefield 5 is really, really nice. I'm not a big Battlefield person, but seeing that with jumping through the window, through the crawling on the floor, and then the tank thing on the side, and all those different things, like I was like, wow, So I like that. What did you like about the in-game engine and the action they actually showed for Battlefield 5?
It was really nice. I think it's crazy. I've always pulled more towards Battlefield games than COD games because I like the environment. I like the destructive buildings and how big the maps are. I love the pace of the game. I know a lot of people are not a fan of that. So I think that's a huge difference between what Battlefield can offer as a battle royale compared to Call of Duty. Although I am kind of hoping that the Battlefield map is a little bit smaller because their multiplayer maps are known for being incredibly huge, a lot of space, a lot of foundation for you to be running around in. When you're playing a battle royale, that isn't exactly what you want. It's a really weird fine tuning and balance, because our two top ones right now would be PUBG and Fortnite. Fortnite map is a lot smaller than the PUBG map, and you can actually feel that when you're running around, and it fits. Whereas when you're playing on PUBG, at least the main map, the original first map, not the new ones that they have coming out, you can feel like you're running around for days before you find another person.
Is that by design?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's a very different pace in the game. Now, when it comes to Battlefield, I'm kind of hoping to have a nice fine balance in between the two, but I'm looking forward to like if they include the vehicles, because like you said, they're going to have those tanks, and they're just known for this beautiful destructive environment, and I look forward to that.
Okay, so what would be first for you, the Black Ops Battle Royale or the Battlefield Battle Royale?
Battlefield.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
I know after I just like
I wasn't expecting that at all,
because it was so slow paced coming out. I wasn't impressed with the presentation that they had, but really it had to do because I will gravitate towards Battlefield over COD.
Very cool.
Even though the Call of Duty reveal was way better presented.
Okay. Any last words for the Battlefield community and things that we've experienced thus far for Battlefield?
So for all of EA is no loot boxes. None.
That's exciting.
None. And you know what? At least people were excited for that.
That's exciting.
Because that was a huge thing that has worked against EA so harshly, and nobody likes loot boxes. I don't know who likes loot boxes. If you do, I don't.
Unless you're getting good stuff, but at one point you got some good stuff from it, right?
At one point, yeah, you had to at some point because you're going to continue giving into it, continue buying into it. But in the end, I think the general majority thought it was ridiculous. That's super money hungry and nobody liked it. So that was actually really well received. People were cheering. It was like, finally.
And these were the same press, international press.
Yeah.
Everybody else. So that's cool. All right, so that's it for Battlefield 5. Definitely cool stuff from them. One of the staple games for EA. So definitely excited about the things that they're doing there. I'm your host, Andrew, also known as Uriah, Uriya, and you have.
And I'm Danny, Miss DJM.
And we're signing off. Peace.